where it is in Luke chapter 15, verse 11 through 35, we find out the story of the prodigal son. And I think he is a good point to start off at, where it is that he is the person that is the wayward child. He is the one that leaves home, who spends all of his wealth, who squanders absolutely everything. But I think we miss here in translation what may be the lesson in the story is that, yes, we all have a true redemption story. But what if that's not my story? And my story is I didn't leave home, but I stayed home. Is that I've been faithful and I still haven't got blessed. Is that I've been here and I still haven't really seen change. Is that I would subject myself to being under the radar, to being under recognized, to where it is I don't even pursue the goals and dreams and things that I want anymore in my life because I'm stuck taking care of somebody else, stuck at home, or that I am due to obligations because everybody else can run away. It is that for a lot of people, I think that we find ourselves in situations with God and our relationship, just like the prodigal son's brother, is that we will find ourselves the child who stayed at home, the child who stayed in church, the child who stayed faithful to God. And yet it seems like everybody else is getting a preparation dinner for just returning. But when is my time, my turn, my season, my celebration? That Doc, I know you ain't even done anything. I just want to celebrate you for being here. Is that the prodigal son's brother comes to the father after hearing from the servant that his brother's back and is doing well. See, here's my problem in the text is that we take people too many times at face value. Is that you have to be able to realize in yourself, just because somebody looks well can present themselves through presentation well, is that those clothes can represent them well, but what do they have under the hood? God told me to tell 3 people in the room on today is that you need to go further beyond what it is that they're wearing, what it is that they're saying, what it is that they are presenting themselves. Do you have substance in this season? You have to be careful of the people that you're dating. You may end up dating a prodigal son. Is that he is somebody who has no money. He is somebody who has no dreams. He is somebody who is just running. Watch this now. It's not until he comes to his senses after he has no food that he wants to return home. What is it that you're attached to that's only attached to you because they need something? Is that you have to be careful in this season of being in relationships off of need. Is that there are some people that's going to come not because they love you, not because they really, really are in tune with you, not because they even have a goal set in mind for you and them. It's that they only come because they're hungry. Is either they're hungry for sex, they're hungry for shelter, or they're hungry for food. Is that you need to determine what is under that jacket, what is under that hat, what is beneath those shoes. Do you have feet that are run for me? Do you have the brain, the mind that can think in the capacity of where do we go from here? Are you having a heart of God? Are you after a heart of money? Is that I need to be able to understand where you are in this season beyond what you're wearing to cover up your brokenness. Can you expose yourself to me as being a normal, regular, but broken individual that's on the way of being mended? If you can come back into the life of a person and project no change, project no positivity, and project not even where your own self-positional place is, then it is that we not need to be connected in this season. Hear me now, is that the Father runs to them and gives them the big hug, gives them the robe and the ring. Is that by depiction, they seem to be in the right place. They can even give you a ring. They can even be wearing it and have the image of somebody that is committed. But it's not until the true test of time that you find out at the dinner table what it is their true intent is. If after he eats, he's no more interested. If after sex, he is no more interested. Conversation dead. He's over with. When it is that you ain't putting out no more. When it is that you ain't cooking no more, man. When it is you ain't bringing no money home this week. When it is you ain't getting hair and nails done. Are they still committed? This speaks to what it is that we are connecting ourselves to. Also, last point here is that the brother looks at him, at the father, and says, here's my problem, is that we're sacrificing the cow and we ain't did nothing for me yet. Hear me now. God is putting you in a place where it is you're going to survive the drought and it not even affect you. Is that the brother is more concerned about him getting a celebration than it is we're sacrificing the fatted cow. This lets me know that the drought did hit the entire land, but your household is still in a flourishing season. God told me to tell you, if you be faithful to him, serve the people he sent to you. Be good to those people, even though they're bad to you. Is that you can accept people in your life absolutely exactly where they are. Absolutely. Sometimes you have to leave them where they are too. The thing about it is, though, God is going to provide you to it as long as you stay faithful to staying with him. The oldest brother had nothing to worry about at any point in time. Is that the father reassures him, son, everything I have belongs to you. It belongs to you because you're faithful, because you've been with me, because you've stood the test of time. Can I tell somebody in the room on today, you have to be careful of who you give up on. Is that you may be the month before, the year before, the week before, the engagement, the marriage, the proposal. Is that you've been in this thing way too long just to give way to every wind that comes to try and blow away your celebration. Is that the devil is intentional on how it is he plans to divide a true divine body. Is that you don't become a whole person until it is that you meet your right connective. And he knows that once you connect, you'll have favor, purpose, and blessings all over your life, not to mention the reunition of the Spirit of God in the relationship. Once you have the favor, you've already been blessed, you've already been made in his image. What then? What then is left for you to obtain but to go forth and conquer the world? The reason a lot of us are stagnant is because we're not connecting to the right people. Be in the connection first to God, and God will lead you to them or them to you. Is that it is you will survive this drought. You have to be careful in this season because it is you are alive. You're alive in your situation, surviving the drought. Don't get sidetracked on who came to eat if you survive the drought. You are unaffected because you survived the drought. Listen to me now. You are alive to thrive and survive. Say God would mission and put you in a place where it is that I am unaffected by what's going on around me. Is that the brother has no care about anything that is going on outside that gate. He even is talking to a servant. In this season, God said, because you've been faithful, because you've served me last season, I'm bringing people into your life, not to use you, but to help guide you through service. Is that they're going to be your hand servants. They're going to make sure your advertising, they're going to make sure your name is promoted. I decree and declare and prophesy on today that God is moving you into a place because of how faithful you are in this season. He's moving you into a place where it is they're going to highlight your name. You will be the guideline of the story. Is that the narrative changes here. This is not the story about the prodigal son. This is the prodigal son's brother. Come on now. This is about the prodigal son's sister. This story changes because you've been faithful. Listen, I pray this blessed you on today, that God will be moving in your life. Listen, I need you to know God loves you. Y'all already know I love you. I do, but God loves you. Listen, encourage yourself today. Encourage somebody else. You be intentional about that because you don't never know what somebody else is going through, what they're dealing with. Spread love today. Listen, share this with somebody that need it on today, that need to know their relationship is fine or it's not, that they need to look underneath the robe, look underneath the hood. Take a deep look inside to find out what it is you're connecting to, why you're either growing the way you are or why you're either dying the way